You did everything right last night. You went to bed at a reasonable hour. You were genuinely tired. And still, you woke up 2 or 3 times, your mouth dry, your lower back stiff, and by morning you felt like you had barely slept at all. Most people over 60 put that down to age. They decide the deep, unbroken sleep of their younger years is simply gone for good, and there's nothing to be done about it. Very often, the thing wrecking your nights isn't your age, it's one specific position, the position you spend most of the night in without ever choosing it, and it's quietly making 3 separate problems worse at the very same time. If you sleep flat on your back, the next 15 minutes may do more for your nights than anything on your bedside table, because that one position works against your breathing, against your stomach, and against your bladder all at once. This is the kind of thing a profit-driven system rarely stops to explain because there's no money in telling a man to simply roll onto his side. So let me show you exactly what's happening and then the better way to lie down. You've likely heard that sleeping on your back is the healthiest position, that it's the best thing for your spine. For a younger person with none of the common problems of age, that can be perfectly true. Flat on the back spreads your weight evenly and keeps the spine neutral. But after 60, for a great many people, the back quietly becomes the single worst place to spend the night. Not because your spine changed, because 3 other things did. When you lie flat on your back, gravity pulls the soft tissue at the back of your throat, your tongue, your soft palate, down and backward toward your airway. For a lot of older adults, that tissue has already lost some of its firmness. So, on your back, it sags into the airway and narrows it. This is the setup for what's called obstructive sleep apnea. Brief blockages where your breathing actually stops for seconds at a time, over and over, and the oxygen in your blood dips with each one. On your back, those blockages happen far more often. Studies find most people have at least twice as many breathing blockages on their back as on their side, and the ones on your back last longer and drop your oxygen further. And you may never fully wake during these episodes, but your brain does. Dozens, sometimes hundreds of tiny arousals through the night, each one dragging you up out of deep sleep. That's how you can spend 8 hours in bed and still wake up worn out. Now your stomach. During the day, gravity keeps the acid in your stomach where it belongs, down below the valve at the top of the stomach. Lie flat on your back, and that gravity is gone. Acid can slip up past the valve into your esophagus, the tube that runs from your throat down to your stomach. That's what wakes you with heartburn, a sour taste at the back of your throat, a dry cough, or a burning in your chest at 2 a.m. And the side you choose changes everything here. On your right side, the opening of your stomach sits higher than its contents, so acid rises more easily. On your left side, the stomach sits below that opening, and the acid has to fight gravity to escape. Think of a teapot lying on its side. Tip it one way and the spout points down and dribbles. Tip it the other way and the spout points up and stays sealed. Your left side is the sealed direction. This is the one that surprises people the most, and it's the one that hits men hardest. All day long while you're upright, gravity pulls fluid down into your legs, your ankles, your feet. It quietly pools there. You may even notice the sock marks around your ankles at the end of the day. The moment you lie down flat, all of that pooled fluid drains back into your bloodstream, and your kidneys, seeing that surge of extra fluid do exactly what they are built to do, they turn it into urine. Within the first hour or 2 of lying flat, your kidneys ramp up, and your bladder fills faster than it ever would during the day. That's a large part of why you wake at 1 and again at 3 needing the bathroom. And for a man whose prostate is already making the bladder touchy and quick to signal, lying flat pours fuel straight onto that fire. Think of your legs as 2 sponges that soak up fluid all day while you stand and sit. Lie down flat, and you wring both sponges out at once, and every drop heads for your kidneys. So there it is, 1 position, 3 problems, all firing together. Your breathing, your stomach, and your bladder, each one made worse by the same flat back. No wonder the nights feel broken. Before we get to the better position, check yourself against these. They tell you how much the back is costing you. 1. In the morning, is your throat dry or sore, or has anyone told you that you snore or gasp in your sleep? That points to the airway. 2. Do you wake with heartburn, a cough, or a sour taste, especially in the first hours of the night? That points to acid. 3. When do most of your bathroom trips happen? If the heaviest ones come in the first 2 hours after you lie down, that's the fluid shift at work. 4. How many pillows do you need just to breathe comfortably? If that number has been creeping up, make a note of it. We'll come back to why it matters. Now the fix. First, roll off your back and onto your side. For most people, the left side is the better choice because it is the side that calms acid reflux and keeps the airway more open than your back ever will. Second, keep a slight bend in your knees, not curled up tight into a ball that rounds your spine and cramps your breathing. Just a gentle, natural bend, with your head, shoulders, and hips forming one straight line. Third, and this is the piece almost everyone misses, put a firm pillow between your knees, not a soft decorative one, a firm one. Without it, the weight of your top leg drags your hip forward and down, twisting your lower back all night. Many people blame the hip and back pain that follows entirely on arthritis, when a good part of it is simply an unsupported top leg. The pillow keeps your hips stacked and your spine straight. Fourth, raise your upper body up, but do it correctly, because this is where people go wrong. Stacking 2 or 3 pillows under your head doesn't help. It bends you at the waist and actually presses on your stomach, which can make the acid worse. Real elevation lifts your whole upper body as one piece. Use a proper wedge that starts down at your hips, or raise the head of the bed frame itself by 6 to 8 inches with sturdy blocks. That gentle incline uses gravity to keep acid down and helps your breathing at the same time. Fifth, handle the fluid before you ever lie down. For an hour or so in the evening, sit with your legs raised, feet up on a footstool or cushions, roughly level with your hips. This lets that pooled leg fluid drain back gradually over the evening instead of flooding your kidneys all at once the moment your head hits the pillow. It's one of the simplest ways to cut those first-hour bathroom trips. Now, one honest and important exception, because a single position is never right for everyone. If lying on your left side ever leaves you short of breath, don't force it. In some people, particularly those with a weakened or enlarged heart, the left side presses the heart against the lungs and makes breathing harder. Those people usually do better on the right side or propped upright, and that's completely fine. The goal is off your flat back, not left at any cost. And this next point is not optional. If you find you're breathless when you lie flat, if you need more and more pillows just to breathe, or if you wake up gasping or fighting for air, that's not a bedding problem. That's a signal to see your doctor because it can point to the heart or to genuine sleep apnea. Loud snoring with gasping and daytime exhaustion deserves a real evaluation, not just a change of position. Rolling onto your side can ease apnea, but it's not a substitute for having it properly diagnosed. One more, if you're an older man and your nighttime bathroom trips are new, frequent, or getting worse, get your prostate checked as part of the picture. Fix the position, yes, and get evaluated. Both. Let me give you the simple version to act on now. 1. Tonight, start on your left side, knees gently bent, with a firm pillow between them. 2. Set up real elevation, a wedge from the hips, or lift the head of your bed frame 6 to 8 inches, not a tower of head pillows. 3. For an hour this evening, sit with your legs raised to drain the fluid early so less of it reaches your kidneys at bedtime. 4. Ease off large drinks in the last 2 to 3 hours before bed. Steady fluid through the day, not a flood at night. 5. Give it a week of real nights before you judge it. And if you're breathless lying flat, gasping at night, or your bathroom trips keep climbing, take that to your doctor rather than sleeping through it. So let me ask you directly, which position do you fall asleep in? Your back, your left side, or your right? And how many times did you wake last night? Write both in the comments. That one line tells you more about your sleep than any gadget will.